I just kept quiet. I couldn't believe that she would say. I said, I have this person that you're saying. I have not seen her. So why would she say something that is being done as an act of now? It's not truth. And this is the reason I stay away from people, because instead of people checking and verifying information, they choose to, keep spreading it, causing me. So when I come to you, to your house, and you treat me badly based on lies, how do you think that makes me feel? So I just got off the phone. The lady was just like screaming, very upset and everything. I think, in hindsight now, I think she I think she got spooked that I knew what she was doing, because my spirit spoke to me about it. And so me confronting and asking her, spoke to her, why she was denying, she ended up kind of confessing as well. So was I wrong in my assumption? No, I wasn't wrong, because I knew what she was doing. And then 100% of what she was saying about me was completely false. It was the smear campaign narrative that was being said about me. So I stayed away. So I kind of removed myself from that group because of that. Because first of all, it was supposed to be a secured group. Conversations discussed was not supposed to be taken outside of that group. And oh, you don't have to worry about. Even though I didn't, this is the first time I'm actually speaking about it. I never told any other members of the group. I just kind of removed myself. This is how I do things. When I will be honest. I will speak my truth. If you ask me a question, I will answer. But for you to make me feel stupid and then try to spin it around is, so when I removed myself from the group, she would post comments, about how people need to heal from their trauma and move on and be friends with people. No, I cannot be friends with you if I'm telling
No,
you
no, no.
this is the trauma,
Not
this
the
is what I'm
floor.
experiencing, and for that reason, I set my boundaries. I know where I go, and now you're twisting it to make it feel like I'm being anxious. No, I'm not being anxious. I'm being careful where I go. If I'm gonna associate with you, and you're treating me based on the lies that I'm trying to defend myself from, then you're not giving me you're really causing me more pain. So for that reason, I'll make my own decision to stay away from you. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's an example of that. Okay, you guys can go ahead. The doctors here. Hi.
All right. Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah. I think the best thing is when somebody makes you feel uncomfortable constantly, like she rightfully said, the best thing is to set your boundaries and mind your business. So let me allow Austin now to speak. Chantel, remember, I know you are here as well. Austin, thank you so much for joining us. You already know the topic of today, but in case you want me to refresh your memory, we are talking about anxiety as number one topic. And the second one is future benefits on training programs slash networking to support women all over the world. So let's start with anxiety. You're
Okay,
welcome, Austin.
you're welcome. Thanks for the opportunity and the privilege. Is totally appreciated. Well, Victoria spoke very well, and you spoke very well too. But I want to come in a different direction because this topic is really broad, and I'm a strong believer of when you want to solve a problem, most times you have to start from the root, the foundation of the problem. So I want to start from the medical aspect of anxiety. You see, anxiety is a very strong disease, very, very
It
strong
is.
disease, and is a very strong killer. It kills slowly, but people are not aware of it. And that is why
Yeah.
when the topic is raised, I find it very, very interesting, and it's good we relate wisdom, we share ideas with each other. Anxiety, do you know anxiety can cause hypertension?
Oh, yeah, I
Do
know.
you know
Yeah.
anxiety can kill your nervous system? Nervous system is one of the most essential parts of our body that sends strong signal to our brain. Your eyes can rotate, your hands can move. These are as a result of your nervous systems. When your nervous system is under pressure, sometimes it's difficult to pass information to the body. And what are the things that can put your nervous system in stress? Anxiety is number one. And there are so many things that can cause anxiety in the body. One of those things that can cause anxiety in your body, when you take too much excessive whiskey, for those that are strong lovers of whiskey, alcohol in general, but whiskey
That's
is, yeah,
wow.
you can make research on that. Whiskey can cause anxiety because whiskey, they deal direct with your nervous system, they deal direct with your kidney. Anxiety can also cause kidney failure. Anxiety can cause heart attack. These are things that
Oh,
are associated with anxiety.
sure.
When you take too much salt, it can cause anxiety in your body. Even too much sugar can cause anxiety in the body. Then another thing again, fear can cause it. Environment where you are can also cause it. So these are things people should be very, very sensitive of. Sometimes when you have this factor, little things can easily trigger it in your body. There's nobody that does not have anxiety in them because it works with your emotions. Sometimes it puts you in a very, should I say, tight corner where you become so desperate, and before you know, you can be depressed. So, first, reduce too much intake of whiskey because it destroys your nervous system, and anxiety works with the nervous system. That is
Guys
one.
are listening. I hope men in the house, Austin is speaking facts, and also women, some of us are also liquor drunkards. Please listen attentively. Austin, go ahead.
So, whiskey can be a very strong factor. Then, too much salt can be very, very bad for the body because they cause hypertension. And anything that triggers your heart, if you are not careful, it becomes heart attack. And if you come to look at it, what are the finished stage of hypertension? It ends in stroke because it deforms your brain. So that is why sometimes you see some women, they have stroke today, they don't even take alcohol. You'll be wondering, how come this woman she does not think too much? No, these are silent killers. They will be in your system. They will be killing you gradually, gradually. Most times we find out we have this disease when it has already been fully, known to everybody. Sometimes they kill you gradually. So how do we fight anxiety? It comes to now, pressure, environment. When you check the BP of men or women in Nigeria and check the BP of men and women outside Nigeria, they are not always the same. That is to tell you that environment can also be a very big factor and influence in anxiety. Poverty can also be a big problem because what will make you be thinking? What will make you feel very anxious? Poverty. If, for example, because anxiety comes in two ways. People believe anxiety is only when you are happy. No, you can be sad. You can be sad and there's anxiety in you. When people say, we always use, the guy is happy, take am easy, make you not go faint. Because, no, sometimes pressure can also hit you deep. When you are looking for money to pay school fees and other aspects of it, these things can trigger you. When you
And
don't have
food to eat
food,
in the house.
yes. Then when you are in a kind of environment where there's too much war, just imagine people that are staying in Israel and Palestine and these other regions that there's war,
Yeah.
fighting constantly. The sound of bomb,
Anxiety.
the
Yes.
next thing you know, when there's
Exactly.
no peace, anxiety comes.
Exactly.
When I don't want to talk about the emotional
Yeah.
aspect. When I want to talk about the emotional aspect, that is when I will now come in respect of what happened to you, your mom, our loved ones, people that are close to us, when they are going down, when they are depressed, when things is not moving well with them. These are the emotional aspects. And when we talk about anxiety, these are the places people tend to like put all attention. No,
Ignore.
the main things, that is why I started from the root. So that is why if you take too much alcohol, naturally alcohol is not good for the system, but it's something everybody once in a while take. But don't abuse it. You get it? So these are the few parts of the causes. Then now let us talk of how do we correct anxiety. There's no way you will not have it in you, but how do you manage it?
Yeah.
One, you don't have to stay with toxic people, people that would want to bring you down or provoke you unnecessarily, or people that will, the only thing they enjoy doing is to demean your value and make you look less. You don't have to stay in that kind of unfriendly environment, number one. Then number two, you have to try it, because there's no way you will not have stress in life, but you have to think of a way of reducing it, managing it. Then number three, it is very, very essential. You must learn how to sleep. At least have a proper bed rest for 8 to 6 hours every blessed day.
Yeah.
Very, very essential. Then number four, take excess water. Excess water. When you wake up in the morning, you can have 2 glasses of water. In the afternoon, take water. Water helps to manage pressure, because when you're having pressure, it is your kidney that feels it. And the only way you can make your kidney relax is sleep and take water. Not food, take water. Then, medically, you can decide to take garlic. That is why you notice most of the white people, they are mostly too sweet, too connected with garlic. We don't like it here because when you take it, it smells.
Me too. I don't joke.
You understand?
I don't joke.
But let me tell you, when you take garlic, it reduces your cholesterol level in you. And cholesterol is part of the reason why people have BP, why people have anxiety. Then number five, if there's a way, when you know you want to start thinking or you want to start seeing yourself having 1 or 2 pressures, look for people that always make you happy, people that uplift your spirit. Or you can go to YouTube, watch comedy, watch things that will make you laugh, things that will make you happy. These are little things you can do to manage it. There's no way you can have a total, should I say, freedom of not having that anxiety. There's no way. Even if the best doctor in the world should tell you, no, it is impossible. But everything can be managed. Just like people that have diabetes, what do? You mind the kind of food you eat. You just have to manage it, So this, I think, are the few things I can contribute. If anyone has any question to ask, free to go.
Is Chantel
Okay,
speaking?
Austin. All right, Austin. No. Oh, Chantel. All right, Chantel, please go ahead. Ugoma, I know you are here, right? Ugoma, beautiful name. I know you are here. Just hold on for us. Let Chantel speak. Okay, Chantel, go ahead. Tell us about anxiety, all you know about anxiety. And tell us what you just said, because I read your comments. Just talk to us about it. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Ma, to be honest, I'm a student. I'm a student in the Netherlands. I'm an international student and I'm studying hospitality. I find it very difficult to present.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me, Mommy?
Oh, hold on,
Can you hear
Abiodun.
me?
Just calm down. Please, Abiodun. Yeah, Chantel, hold on. Abiodun, please, I know you are here. You're highly welcome. Just mute yourself, okay? Let's hear Chantel speak. Chantel, go ahead.
So,
Chantel,
we have different projects in school. So most of the project parts, when it's been divided, I carry out my own task very well. and the slides. I make sure I will be the one to do the slides. But when it gets to the presentation day, I am well prepared for it. I take my time to prepare very well, but I can't speak. Immediately it gets to my turn, the rate at which my heart beats. And the funny part of it is that when my friends are presenting, I will even help them to talk about their own parts more than them. And when it gets to my own parts, I just give the highlights and my heart beats so fast. Even my supervisor will be like, Chantal, I see how you struggle with this. I see how everything is in your head, but you can't speak. Just calm down. I tend to be so upset with myself, like all the struggles of doing this particular project is in vain when I can't really give the details when it's been needed. It's not just, it has not happened once. This is the second and the third time it's happening. And I'm just
All right.
losing all the hope in myself. It's more of like I'm losing
You're
that
not gonna lose it.
confidence.
You're not gonna lose it. You're not gonna lose it. We will not let you lose it. Okay? Go ahead. I'm listening. Go
I
ahead.
had to immediately I saw the program when you came up live and you started talking about anxiety, and I was like, thank you, Jesus, because I'm tired. Even right now, I'm working on my project. I'm looking at my laptop right now while listening to the program, but this one should wait because right now I need the help. I don't know how because
Uh,
I
and
can't I can't
Auntie
put
Sheikh,
all I
Auntie, please, can I relate with her, please?
Hold on.
Okay, ma'am.
No. I don't want to cut her short. Austin, hold on.
Okay.
I want her to be herself and voice everything out. Don't worry, we're all going to talk.
Yeah.
Okay? Please, let's just allow her to speak. Chantel, just be
uh,
bold. Okay? I told you from beginning, this platform, I give everybody freedom to be yourself and to speak out. Go ahead, we're listening.
this has been my challenge since I got to Netherlands. It's more of like I know I already have a lot of bills, but that aside, I just want to talk as how I get the information. I can't speak, but I will help others to even elaborate on their own parts more. And it's annoying. I become a stammerer and a shadow of my what I wrote, my own reports. I can't really give details as to. I will keep on doing practice alone. I practice alone. I rehearse by myself in my quiet time and go through the slides again. And when it comes to the main day, I can't even speak on my own part, go into details like how I did when I was alone. I tend to fear all the eyes that is staring at me. Maybe I don't know. Is it because they are white? I'm the only black, or I don't know. At that point, I just lose my self confidence. It's more of like my heart beats faster and my brain stops to work and freezes. I don't know.
As
I
well.
don't know anymore.
All right. You good? All right,
Fine.
Chantel. First of all, I'm so happy you are here. I thank God. You're not the only one thanking God for this program. I'm thanking God for bringing you up. All right. I don't think all of us here, myself, and the rest of us will allow you to pass through this trauma again. No, it won't happen. You know, I'm assuring you by the special grace of God, with this platform, you will change. Come back here to give your testimony. So I'm going to allow some of us to talk to you. But in my own case, what I will tell you is, Chantel, after this program ends, make sure you contact me, right? Make sure you contact me. I'm going to write down my phone number again. Contact me to talk to you one-on-one, because I would love it if you come back here with your testimony, because we will not let you down and God will not let you down. All right? But just know that you are highly important. You are bold. You are fearless. I want you to believe in yourself. I don't care about the colors you are seeing, white. I want you to know that black is beautiful, just like white is beautiful. And I want you to know that you are a powerful girl, powerful woman. There is that thing in you that is looking for a way to bust out. That's greatness. That's number one. You can't be helping people out there, and when it gets to your turn, you are now lacking behind. No one to turn to. Now, I will advise you, first thing first, before anything else, bring God into your life, because I love to mention God because I know what God has done in my life. And secondly, after bringing God number one in your life, secondly, believe in yourself, irrespective of anything you must have heard about you somewhere, somehow. Maybe people saying how timid, sheepish you are. No, I want you to know that whosoever say anything about you, that is their own opinion. Girl, that's the opinion and that's their view, not you. You are the author of your own life. You are the lead character in that your own life. So you have to use that your pen and write your own story the way only you knows how to do best. And what is it? You are great. Forget color. It's just color. White people, black people, you are a great woman. So great that people are waiting for you to stand out, but you don't know. I will allow Austin to speak to you, okay? But don't fail. Reach me. I'm not joking here. Reach me. I'm serious. Chantel, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Chantel?
Sure.
After this, first of all, you can inbox me in my TikTok inbox, even though I will write my phone number here right now. Then make sure you get to me. These things is all of them gonna stop. You're a great woman already. I've seen it in you. I don't need to see you one-on-one. As you're speaking, I'm connecting. You are great. You are great, but the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. You're a great woman. My dear, you're a great woman. I felt it as you were speaking. And that's why the devil is trying to overshadow you with anxiety, making you not to believe in yourself. Austin, please, if you have anything to tell Chantel, go ahead. Abiodun, Ugoma, Zadi, you know, I know you
Well,
guys are here. All right, thank you for joining.
yeah.
Austin, go ahead, please.
Mama, thank you for the opportunity. Shanta, there's nothing to worry about. You know, when you were just talking, I was just laughing because I've been in that shoes and I have a daughter right now.
Yeah,
She's
just put it
she's
like that.
facing, yeah, my daughter, she's about 5, 6 years old and they are in Canada. You understand? So when she's in school, she calls me, Dada, this white guy used to do this, used to do that. I was like, Amo, you're a lion. First, my sister, I will not talk to you in sentiment. I have to tell you how it is. You know, we hit the nail on the head.
Acting.
The truth is, don't be rehearsing anymore. Don't study to cram. Study to understand. And when you are climbing stage, my sister, don't look at face. Because you're kind of person when you are talking,
Exactly.
you look at the people, you want to look at their facial reaction. If they are not responding well, you become, you know, depressed, you become slow, you start getting scared. Look, let me tell you, to fail, we should understand this, to fail is part of life. Sometimes you have to fail to get to the top. You must not
It's a
pass.
stepping stone. It's not even a bad thing.
Telling you, it is not bad. Okay, let me tell you now. I said it here in one of your program. I said, look, I applied for visa to like 3 different countries 5 times. They denied me. They ate my money. Do you know what? I had to take my time. And why are these people denying me? I made research. I got to understand that most of those times that I was denied, I was not ready. I don't have what it takes. Because applying for visa is different. The white men, they want the best to come to their country. They don't want the liability, the useless people in your country, you bring
Yes.
them to your country. No. Now I have to put myself, make myself very relevant, make myself the best, build myself. Now I apply anywhere and sometimes I don't even go. So let me not deviate from the bone of contention. To fail, it is not a crime. Sometimes you have to fail to learn. Don't be too scared of what are these people going to say. My sister, even if you come out with first class, they are still going to say. People's decision should not determine your life. You are the owner of your life. When you fail, they laugh you, smile, because failure, it is not the end of your life. Stop
They're
rehearsing too
stepping
much
stone.
because yes, when you rehearse too much, you just end up like I've been in an exam, I'm writing an exam. I had to beg somebody, please, how can I spell is? IS. How it's because why? I allowed the pressure. I'm telling you, I'm not talking of somebody else. This is my own personal experience.
Yeah.
My daughter has this same
Yeah.
challenge that she have. But the only thing I will tell her is don't look at what those people are saying. Don't go home and sleep over standing for something you will just talk for 5 minutes. When you understand the story, okay, Nigeria,
Can I come in?
this is the president of Nigeria. Just go talk your mind. You don't need to cram it too much. Hit your point. To help you, when you are studying, just highlight your points. The major points, when you highlight on them, you open up on each of the topic. If you are talking about Nigeria, you know Nigeria is a black race. You finish with that. When you see another key fact, actress, you know what actress is all about. You expatiate on it. Then you hit again, US. You know what US is all about. When you are going for stand-up presentation, what you just need to do is understand what you are going for. Then hit the major topics, highlight them, go with just a book in your hand, and when you get
Yeah.
Nigeria as a topic, you know what to say about Nigeria. You talk about Angola, you know what to say about Angola. They're not the key person for stage, my sister. Nobody will kill you. It is you that want to go to school. If you decide I don't want to go to school, nobody will kill you. Nobody is paying your school fees. You are the one paying your school fees. You are not answerable to anybody. My they go there and stand up and face that nonsense. So, we are all the same.
God bless.
They even, you see, funny enough, the white people you are scared of, let me tell you the truth, they are multicultural people. They want to know about you. They want to know about your culture. They want to know about your personality. So you have no reasons to climb there. They want to know you. They want to even learn your language. If that pidgin English you want to speak them for that, speak them. At the sit down, you will come meet me. Mr. Austin, what did you say? What is com? What is my guy? What is alpha? They want to know about you. Don't go there and be
Exactly.
you want to speak for them. You want to be like they want to know you. Give them your own style. If it's pidgin English, speak the pidgin English there. They will ask you what are they go in the pidgin English you just said in your presentation. You put it there. You get it. So please don't be scared, though. If you are scared, you are just doing yourself. You
So
be calling auntie, she will put
God
you through.
bless you. Thank you so much.
You are
Thank you
welcome, man.
so much, Austin. Austin just said it the way it is. They actually want to know about you and your culture for real. And there's a mistake all of us are making here. English is good, but remember, English is not a language. So you don't have to be scared if you're speaking it the right way or the wrong way. Anyhow, you speak your English, speak your English. Haven't you seen Indians? Indians use their dialect to speak their English. They care less about what anybody says. So please, we're going to talk more. I just posted my phone number. I hope you saw it. So let's allow Abio Ugoma, sorry. Okay, Chantel, just hold on for us. Just remember where you are. Let's allow Ugoma to speak. Ugoma, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, good evening. I'm going to point a little
Nice
bit
to have you,
on
my darling.
Chantel, then we'll go straight to the anxiety. First of all, Chantel, my first degree was theater arts,
Let's not
University
take
of
all the
Calabar.
time, remember.
Yeah, my first degree was theater arts. Anytime we finished our rehearsal and we are coming on stage, might not be able to present, and I couldn't look at the crowd. So finally, I got a job, and from there, and I came to do my MSc in UK. So we were doing presentation, and I was the chief host in my own team of 10, and few of us were Nigerians, and some of them were white. So it was my time to present what I have, and on stress and other things. So when I went into the board up there, so I lost. The whole thing went off my head. I stood there for like 10 minutes. I almost cried. But because of how hardworking I was in my team, I couldn't go on with the slide.
And the guy that was changing the slide was like, go on. I couldn't. I came out. Another presentation came up and I couldn't. But finally, I scared through. And when I now got jobs, interviews, and all that, one day I came into the office and people were talking. You know, one thing about this is just that it's just build that confidence in yourself. That's all. See yourself like when you go to the mirror, I am good, I'm bold, I can make it. It doesn't matter. You don't need to. When you have this course you're doing and you love it, just read it like as if you're reading newspaper. Understand, assimilate. Just go into it, read through it. It's like where you're trying to. I don't know if you know about Gary. In Igbo language, when you're trying to mash Gary or Ipaze Gary, the way you romance that Gary on that grater, that's the way you just read through. After reading, you just go back and drop it. You have a lot of time. You have rest, you go back, you read what you're reading. Just enjoy what you're reading. When it's time for presentation, you don't need to look at anybody. Just put your eyes straight to the board or to the audience above their head. When you look at above their head, you're looking at that wall at the back. Then you now speak
Tell
because
yourself,
one, yeah, get this confidence and read what you know very well in your on your just have them on your fingertips. So when you're speaking, speak boldly like, oh, my parents are not well to do or they are well to do, but I have to make them proud. Oyibo or no Oyibo, yes, they have Oyibos who are very, very intelligent. They want to get that thing from you. And that's why they like just go straight, be simple, read and just get it done. It's not a big deal. We all went through it and we're still going through it. It's not easy, but you get there. Don't take it like to be anything and just pray. You will get there. Finally, I think I want to help her too. In maybe later we'll talk.
Thank you.
This anxiety, I disagree with Mr. What's his name, the other man that spoke when he did mention the Oyibo likes garlic, not Oyibos.
Awesome.
I can vouch for likes of Asians. You see Indians, you see Chinese, they live more longer and younger because yes, they love eat garlic. But when you talk about the British people or the Scottish people, they are not crazy about garlic. Even most Americans, they are not. But you see India and Asia, they are crazy
Yes.
about the Thailands.
Yes, it's true.
Sister Victoria will bear me witness. They are crazy about garlic. No, anxiety. You know what causes anxiety? You see, when you have a bad marriage, especially the man you feel you trust, and maybe something someday or somewhere now does something silly that you never expected, that is the end of that woman.
Yeah.
That is the end of that woman. Because if you have a good marriage and the man doesn't have money, you will live happily. People will see you the way you will be robusting, looking healthy. They will like, what's going on? But when you have all the money and at the end of the day, you came back to the house and you saw your husband's phone with some silly text messages, that one enough can put you off. You start thinking, you can't even sleep at night. That's number one. Secondly, if you're a businessman or woman and they tell you your container is missing or something happened or maybe one thing happened or your money is not complete, is another factor. Is another factor. No matter how small the capital is, or you go to the market, they are not making so much gain and everything. You start thinking the kids are coming home to eat, the school fees is another factor. So anxiety is just our day-to-day activity. People die easily because when you cannot manage yourself and you cannot manage your emotions, and that is it. There are people who have this tough skin. No matter what happens to them, they are tough. But you know what comes in life is after accumulating all this, whatever we go through with family pressure and all that, then maybe at the age of 50, 60, some people start developing some ailments. The ailments didn't happen immediately. They've been there cooling off, waiting for their arrival. On the day they will just pop up. It's just accumulated ill health. And if you get into an office whereby your boss is a tiger, when you wake up in the morning and remember to go to that office and you have no option, it's another killer. You sit down, you'll be scared. When he or she is passing by, your heart will jump. Or they call you in the office, your heart will jump. Or you're an old staff in that office and they'll bring in somebody new. And this somebody new that is supposed to be your junior will not start challenging you, start giving you, headache, as in the particular person is now close to your boss. and they now look at you like, who is she? And you'll be like, what, will I just go away from this office? And you have no option. That is where you get your money. That is what put food on your table. And another thing, if you have a neighbor, you live in a face me and face you, or you live in a big estate or flat, and you have a wicked neighbor, Jesus Christ, that even when you're coming by, you tell your kids, don't come out to the veranda, just stay there, don't play with them. Do. A whole lot is a day-to-day thing. But the most dangerous one is when you're married and you're married to the wrong
Yeah,
person.
because it's a lifetime thing. It's a lifetime thing. That's why it's scary.
Thank you,
Forget,
Goma,
for,
for
When it
saying
comes to
that. Thank you so much. People
yeah.
underestimate the effect that it does on people.
hi God, forget
Oh
about
yeah.
even your
That
mother-in-law.
marriage.
You can even decide not to see your mother-in-law and let her live wherever. We see when you have that man, and the man looks so innocent and quiet, and you now find something silly you never believed, and you did not confront him, and you're just nursing it because you don't know how to confront what's going to end up, how it's going to come out, the turn about it. You just like buried everything in your heart. Middle of the night, you wake up. 2 o'clock when people are praying, something will wake you up, not for prayers, thinking. Before you know, in the morning, your eyes will be swollen. You start having this dark eye bag under your eyelids. You like headache everywhere. When you're
Headaches.
walking on the street,
No, no, I just did.
when you're
So
walking on
why
the
you
street,
cry? That's not making sense.
people might think you're
Because
happy, but
she
you're
will ask
going
you to
through a
talk.
lot. You're just like a
The
walking
answer to
corpse.
this.
And when he
That's
comes home,
okay.
you make food, you
When
lose
people,
your make food, you
when
lose
people
your
know you, then
appetite.
don't say,
Abiodo,
I'm here for bridge. You
Abiodo,
say,
please
hey,
mute.
what's your
Let's hear
challenges?
Ogoma speak. Abiodo, please
See, you're
mute
saying
your
something.
own. Let's hear Ogoma speak. Okay, thank you. Oh my God, I don't want to mute
Yes,
it
I'm
from my
trying to
end.
unmute it.
Just mute it, okay? All right, I'm gonna mute it from my end. Please, Ugoma, go ahead. Go ahead, Ugoma.
So when you and when you confront this person and you say, do your
It's not
worst,
working.
you're dead. And at the end of the day, you now hear when he goes out, you're like, who knows what is going to happen? When he's coming back, when he tells you, I'm going out tonight, you're like, why? You have to be panting. Or anytime he's with you at home, you just be happy. Anytime you see him going to the bathroom to shower, you have to start skipping. The next thing he comes out, let me just take a fresh air. You have to skip because you don't trust him. But at the end of the day, most women that I know have left that union and they live on their own, especially it favors those in abroad than those in Nigeria. If you're in
Happily.
abroad, you have a
Happily.
yes, you have a baby girl, you have a baby boy, gender doesn't matter. You have a good job. What they do now, they invest in themselves. It's their career or with any business they want to do. And now guide themselves with good friends who are genuine and has positive energy. You will not you will even be pitying those in marriage and still going through stress in marriage. Because if you watch at most married women now, they look older, they look horrible. When you see a single lady with a little child or a grown child, they will look more happier. You'll be wondering what's going on. So this thing called marriage is the
Because they're more
worst ever.
relaxed.
Yeah. You're not answerable to anybody. You can't wake up in the morning and somebody will be thinking, who knows what's going on in his mind, who knows what's happening, who knows who he's going to call today, where he's gone to. You have no business. You're focusing on your child or on yourself or whatever. That's the new trend now because everybody wants to live long.
Yeah.
So the easiest and the highest killer is that one in marriage. That's all I have to say.
You know what?
Oh,
Thank you,
oh
Goma.
my
Let me say
goodness,
something real
Ugoma,
quick.
God bless you.
Um, let me say something
What did
tricky
you
real quick.
okay?
Say
Yeah,
Victoria,
thank
like
you,
Yeah.
Goma, for sending you gift because every time you're talking, I'm like, I just want to dance in
Yeah,
front
I
of you and
saw it.
say thank you for speaking the truth. And that's why
Ugoma, God
no,
bless you.
this is
Thank
very
you.
dangerous. A lot of women have lost themselves. It starts from anxiety. Before you know what is happening, is full blown mental illness. She's just spoke the truth about what is
Sure.
the number one stressor, the number one thing that causes women to have anxiety is marriage. If you have very horrible, terrible, narcissistic
narcissist.
man, you
Yeah.
have no idea the extent they are
Yes.
willing to go to break you because all they want to do is to break you, destroy you. If you don't have friends, which is kind of hard here because here making friends here is very hard. So thank you for speaking that truth. People don't understand what it means to deal with that, dealing with that anxiety. And the man makes sure to, Neki said, I don't come up. No, it's true. And then the man will make sure to spread the lies that you are mentally unstable so that people don't hold them accountable for what they're doing to you. So that's why they have to lead with spreading that false narrative about you, that you're mentally unstable, that you have anxiety, that you have imagination, that you're imagining that everybody's trying to hurt you, because they do not want to be held accountable for the horrific what they do to you. You can't even imagine doing it to your enemy. So she just said the truth, and I hope people, before you start calling somebody that they're anxious or they're crazy, please speak the
Let me
find
let
the
me say
truth.
something, Victoria.
Yeah,
Have you ever
yeah.
been in a
Hear them
situation
out.
or gone to a place whereby somebody will like be screaming, "Why are you doing me this?" And your crying, say, "Stop shedding that crocodile tears. Why are you screaming? Why are you're messing up?" And this person is like, you say, "Why are you screaming? Look
Oh
at her,
my
she's always
God. Oh,
shouting,
just
screaming."
stop right there. Stop right there. Very annoying. Very annoying. Honestly, Ugoma, very annoying what you said. I know.
Yep,
I know.
yep,
And
yep.
how do you feel when you are actually shedding tears and that's like
It will.
you think because you're
You
an
will be
actress,
the one.
when you're shedding tears because you're an actress? It's hot.
Now,
See, Ugoma and
Jesus
Victoria
Christ.
made a huge sense. For all of us watching, don't think she's saying it to discourage marriage. No, I would rather advise you all learn from the teachings so that if you're still single, about to enter into marriage, watch your spouse closely. Learn from all these things, know the traces. Because if you go in there, marriage is a lifetime thing. It's for better, for worse. But I advise people when it gets to the point of taking your life, my dear, quit. Quit, leave, divorce. You are better off single. When it gets to the point of taking your life, you heard me. When it gets to the point of taking your life, quit. Because there is no honor in dying in marriage. I have never seen any honor. For anybody that believes, that says things like, it's an honor for me to die in marriage. Oh, well, that's for you. That's not for me. So whatever Ogoma just said and what Victoria said here is nothing but the truth. We are not generalizing as usual. Some are bad. Some are not bad. We are talking about the bad ones. Haven't you seen that some people, some men, not all, can purposely come into your life to marry you, to deal with you? Be careful. It could be on a bet somewhere. They betted up on your head, but you didn't know. And that one decides to come in. We have good men, no doubt. We still have good men. But whatever we're saying here is teaching. You need to learn before anything else. So Goma nailed it on the head. For real. For real. The worst anxiety is the one that comes in marriage. Goma even said, when he tells you, "I'm going out to take a fresh air," your heart starts pounding because you know he's lying. But what do you have to say about the ones that fight, beats you every now and then? Each time you hear the horn that shows that he's coming back, you're already panicking where you are. You are sweating, you are fidgeting, you are having panic attack because he's coming back. The moment he walks inside the house, it's always something else. We are talking about the ones that beats up their wife at any intervals for no reason. For no reason. It could be that he saw you on the road and tells you, I'm coming back to get you. Maybe why you are looking good, and maybe another man admired you on the road. So what do you have to say about those ones? My dear, the worst anxiety, like Ugoma rightfully pointed out, is the one in marriage. Because if it's boyfriend and girlfriend issue, you still have a lot of chance to walk away. You still have a lot of chance to tell the person, "I am no longer interested in you, and if you touch me one more time, I will call the police for you." But if it's marriage, is always the most scariest part of them all. So we better learn. It's just to learn, right? Before I proceed, let me allow Zaddy to talk. Zaddy has been here. Zaddy, you're welcome to this program. Please, let's hear from you.
Yeah, good evening,
Is
all.
Zaddy there?
Nice.
Good
Yeah,
evening,
I'm here.
Zaddy.
I'm with you. Good evening, all. Nice.
All right.
If it is in law, they will say depositions, right? If I will start with, though I didn't hear Chantel's issue, but I am thinking it has to do with anxiety in terms of presentation. Is that correct?
Yes, you're correct. You're correct.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So
Correct. Yeah.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
blowing my trumpet, but I will say this. I am into communications and team bonding. So I carry out team bonding activities and communication. So public speeches and presentations are one of my specialties, right? Now, first things first, believe in yourself. Okay?
Thank you.
When I say first things first, I am not removing the man who created you. Okay? So if you even bring that man who created you, that we are talking about God, I'm not, when I say that man who created you, I'm not in any way demeaning my creator. He said something. He said, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So that should be in your head. If I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, that means people should be afraid of me. Things should be afraid of me. I shouldn't be afraid of myself because I carry his image and likeness, correct? So, next thing is this. Yeah, I've said now, believe in yourself. And then when you do your study, okay, most of the times, from my little understanding, people are tensed. Some people are tensed because they have not adequately prepared. So if you find yourself in such shoes, or if that is your position, then you really need to study better. Now, studying better from my own understanding and also experience could be time-bound constraints. Now, what do I mean by time constraints? I'm referring to what are the times, the periods that you study and understand. What time? Now, one thing we need to know is it is not how long you study. It is not how long you study that is the issue. It is your understanding span. You know, you should be in a position to know when you can no longer assimilate. At that point, stop. Because any other thing you are doing is gibberish, most respectfully. So if it is 1 hour that you know you can sit down, understand, and move, do it. But know that you don't have time. So if it is cutting your hours, you cut your hours so that at every point in time that you're seated, you are understanding, you are assimilating. Now, all these are your groundwork before your presentation. So when you understand what you are studying and you have made your slides, first and foremost, present it to yourself. So by presenting it to yourself, you're beginning to build your confidence. You will make mistakes, and for no reason should you think that you are perfect. The best professor makes mistake. So that man that you are appreciating in your school, that teacher, he makes his mistakes. But rule him. He steps on his mistakes and becomes better. So make that presentation. Stand before the mirror. If you don't have a mirror, go and buy a mirror. Stand before the mirror and begin to present what you want to discuss with to the class, to yourself. When you are done with that, now I'm not saying you should do this under a fire brigade approach because you will crash. After you have done that, call 1 or 2 friends who are serious-minded. Call 1 or 2 friends who are serious-minded. Time yourself and start presentation. Please, when you are discussing with those 2 friends, don't see them as your friends. See them as the class. And if they can give you constructive criticism, let them do so. Because that is what you will happen. That's where you will make your corrections on. And if for any reason on that day they are in the class, look at their faces. If you can't look at any other person's face, what's his name? Austin got it right. If you're going to present, listen, Chantel, most respectfully, I'm a trumpeter. I'm also a gospel singer. Anytime I am standing on the altar to sing, I'm always a little frightened. So we start and then we begin to pep ourselves up. I pep myself up until I get into the mood and then I flow. So and little anxieties are always there, but we don't allow them rock the boat for us. We rock it ourselves.
Exactly.
All right. So now, if those friends are not there, please, the head of of every person in the hall is what you're looking at. Because if you look at faces, it can disturb you. Why? Somebody may not understand. In fact, so many people may be there blank, not because of what you're saying, but because of what they are thinking. What they are thinking, they are in class, but they are not in class. So they just look at you blank, and you will begin to think, this one that is looking at me like that, you would think that they are appreciating what you're saying. No, they are appreciating you, not what you're saying. So there are several factors that affect you as a public speaker. In all of these, don't allow it get to you. The bottom line of how you can hit this thing is to see them as children that you are teaching. That is where you're building your confidence. See the audience as your children that you're teaching. When you see them as your children that you're teaching, it gives you that edge over them until they begin to ask you questions. But you see that time of presentation, no. They are not superior to you. You are superior to them because you are discussing something that they may not know, or that they know, and they are not allowed to ask you questions until it is question time. So rehearse. Start on time to do your prepping. If you're a gate crasher, you may find it very difficult to make presentations. Why? Because you in your heart, you know that you have not prepared for that. You have not adequately prepared. You are not adequately prepared for the presentation because you've not done your groundwork. So, Chantel, it is not beyond you. That's the first thing. Don't forget I said you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So the presentation should be afraid of you, not you being afraid of the presentation, right? Another scripture says that he has not given you the spirit of fear, but of boldness and of a sound mind. Very important. Sound mind. That means you cannot fail. And even if the failure comes, you always see it as a stepping stone to greatness.
Yes.
All right? Yeah, the scripture comes back to say that my enemies do not laugh at me, for if I fall one time, I will stand 7 times.
Yes.
Okay? So these are the things that you use to rebrand your nature and get into how they talk and act. I've been waiting into Chege, how they call person they act that into personal, into character. Into character. Yeah. So you do it and get into character. No worry, even if I not be actor, I do literature for secondary school. Then talking about
everybody. Yeah.
Talking about
everybody.
Anxiety. Anxiety, is it in the home or what?
Anxiety, general anxiety, causes of anxiety, and how we can manage or stop it if you can. Just anxiety, general.
So if I'll hold on to academics. What was his name? What do you mean name now? Austin. Austin was saying is and no is. Spell is for me, is. You are telling them spell is for me, is. You are spelling it. Is. Spell is for me, is.
I've done it before. I've done it before when I was in secondary school. I forgot pen. P-E-N. I forgot the spelling. You know? So, I mean, it can happen to anyone.
Is. I'm a lawyer. I cancelled one line in my third year exam. One line spelling is. S-I, is. Why? Because I was anxious. I have a great testimony. I'll just say this like this. I'll say it like this. I got into the university in 1995 to read law. And then I got my final year in 2000 and I was WAFT. WAFT meaning withdrawal for academic failure. So I failed. My CGPA was not up to 1. My CGPA was 0.99. The school did not give me 0.01 so that I can be on 1 and pass. I came back to that same school a year later. I graduated with a way better result. And today, I'm a lecturer in that same university that I was WAFT. Now, why am I saying this? I had issues of anxiety. So many things. Majorly, my challenge began with my father. My father passed on. He was more like my backbone because he started showing me things because I was more like the first person in the family to go read law. So he was now taking me around. So when my father passed, it hit me off. And then I became anxious over unnecessary things. Anxiety crept in. Secondly, even when I was fighting that, I was also not preparing. So if you need to fight against anxiety, dependent on the nature, you need to prepare yourself against it. Those things that stand against it, you fight against it. Now, we've been saying here, coming into marriage, right? If you have a partner that you are afraid when the person is coming back home, why are you there? Why are you there? You're anxious. The person is coming, negative anxiousness, negative one. So you're coming in. Why are you coming? Why are you still there? It's even worse off in a relation in a relationship that has not blossomed into marriage. You just jump out. Even in marriage, they are telling you to leave. Talk less of relationship. All right. So if it is academics, causes of academic anxiety will be one, lack of preparation. It could also emanate from peer pressure. It can also emanate from unnecessary distractions. Now, when there are unnecessary distractions, what happens? It affects your reading capacity and ability. When it is now close to exam, you become anxious, anxiety creeps in, and then you don't make good grades. So you need to watch your friends in school. You need to watch your attitude towards your academic work. You need to take your time to rest. Very important. You need to find time and rest. You need to cool the brain. When the brain don't hot, if you read, when the brain don't hot, go sleep. If sleep no come, leave the book. If it is to watch film that keep you a little, give you some level of comfort, watch the film. If it is to go play game, go play your game. But by all means, at that point in time that you are anxious, don't do anything because you're pouring water on the back of a duck. I will leave this at this point. Thank you very much, Chege, for having me.
Thank you, Zaddy. God bless you so much. Chantal, I hope you're taking notes of what everyone is telling you. Zaddy is making a good point as well. Thank you so much, Zaddy. I really appreciate it. Okay, Vico, Lisa, thank you so much. I saw you. I saw the gifts, and Victoria, all of you gifting us here, all of us here. God bless you. I know you are here, and I saw everything. Thank you so much. And again, Chantal, I'm going to allow Vico, Lisa to speak. But before then, Chantal, let me chip in something to you, something that can grab all the attention needed whatsoever. When you are presenting your project next time, right? Remember what we all said here, both Victoria, Zadie, Austin. Remember every single thing everybody told you. Then I'm going to chip in this one. Try and incorporate real life scenarios. Kind of a story. I don't know what your project is, but no matter what the project is, try and incorporate a real life story to capture your audience, to have them glued to you, to have them stunned, to pin them down. Because stories goes a long way. I'm not saying this because I'm an actress, no. Yes, I may know it much, much better because I'm an actress, yes. But if you really want to capture something, tell a story. Don't make it too long. It could be short because you are doing a presentation, but make sure you incorporate a story of a real life scenario. Most especially, it could be you. Use your life. I'm saying this because I had a conference meeting in London last year. Yes, last year. When I went for a conference meeting towards the end of the year, I was one of the speakers. Then I got into a hall filled with whites only. White. And when I'm talking about white people, I'm talking about Milo program we're having. Now, the program was all about a charity foundation, of which I have a foundation here in Nigeria that caters for children, welfare and safeguarding. So it took me to the conference. When we were there, filled with white, and I mean, the people I saw there are more of men, women. What I don't mean children, no. Men and women, you know that they have toyed in the world of business with money. And myself, as a black woman with one other black woman and one other black guy, I was in that. When it gets to my turn to speak, do you know when I started speaking? In between, I started with a story. I told a story. And the story I told was actually me growing up. So I was linking it to the speech I was making. I linked my personal life story to the speech of my own foundation and what brought about my foundation. But do you know, in the middle of my story, people started crying. And who are those crying? The whites. I wasn't looking at them initially, but when I noticed that people are bringing hanky, dabbing their eyes, I was forced to look. The moment I decided to look, all eyes were on me. All right, will you just say, Auntie Cheg, it's because you're an actress? No, they don't know who I am. They don't even know what I do. I came from Nigeria. They don't watch us. I mean, the people I was in the hall with doesn't know whether I'm an actress or not. It's just that when I was introducing myself, I mentioned that, yes, I'm an actress. But the story captured them. And they were dabbing tears, using their hankies to dab. Then I ended up my speech. When I ended, and I was speaking with the moment I saw the tears coming out, it was like a different thing entered into me. Like Holy Spirit entered into me. I started firing it up. I started talking with very strong tone. My expressions were strong, fearless, fierce. That was what I was exhibiting until I ended my speech. Then when I came down, my dear, remember, it's in Nigeria that I'm a celebrity, an actress. I'm not saying that I'm not an actress like where we have our Nigerian brothers and sisters out there. But this Patel, they don't know me. But I managed to capture them with real life scenario. I'm telling you this, I'm just leaking this secret to you. Because if you base it on strictly on that project, they are already used to that only presenting project. Make your own unique. Add your project, put in real life scenario, mix it up, spice everything up. You see, you capture your audience. Because when I came down, everybody stood up, waiting in line to give me a handshake. If it's in Nigeria, I know you guys will say, before Uncle, she's an actress. But this is not Nigeria for crying. And I wasn't in a hall filled with Nigerians. I was in a hall filled with whites. They started shaking me one after the other, hugging me. Everybody started bringing out their complimentary card, giving it to me. Do you know what that means? Then some of them, one in particular, came to me with tears in her eyes and told me, how are you that strong? That she was watching me, she became scared. That she started asking herself, will I ever be that strong in making a speech? I looked at her. She was actually shaking. She told me, "Can I hug you?" I said, "Feel free." And we held each other. She was vibrating. She said, "I wish I can be you." I told her, "Just be yourself. Believe in what you are doing." Then this person I'm talking about is a highbrow somebody in her field of medicine. I mean, as an high. Please, that's the advice I will give you. Chip in a story. The best story is always a real life scenario. Don't form any story. Real life scenario, it could be you. If it's you, the best. If it's not you, okay. But add it, mix it up together with your project, my dear. You will become a fire in that hall. All of them will rally around you to be your friend. Try this. Come back and tell us, right? So let's allow Vic to speak. Vic, Olisa, thank you so much, my darling. Let's have you. Thank you for coming again. So Vic, let's hear from you. We're going to be fast because I need us to talk about networking. I think whether Abiodun or Zadi mentioned, I think Abiodun mentioned something about it has to do with networking. That's why I said the topic. I brought two topics together: anxiety, how to treat it, how to manage it. And one of the ways that can help you is networking. I think it's Zadi. Zadi mentioned something of you calling about one or two friends you know that can come together, rehearse with you, and you do the presentation. That is networking. That's why I brought about the second topic, what networking can do for us, for women in the nearest future, and of course for every other person. It's it was Zadi that said it. So Vic, please, let's hear from you.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me. Good evening.
Yes, I can hear you. I believe we all can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah,
You're
good evening.
welcome.
Good evening, Madam Chege. Good evening, Victoria. Good evening, Chantel. Good evening, Abiodun. Good evening, Zadi, and to every single person on the live. All right. Zadi has said a lot, and Victoria has said a lot. Chantel, every single person has said quite a lot, actually. But first off, I think what is anxiety to an African man, to a layman, to somebody who did not go to school, right? So first off, we need to define what anxiety is. A lot of persons have
You've already
used
defined it, Vic.
terms.
Remember you
Yeah. I know.
template.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to bring it down to the lowest, to the barest minimum, where somebody can easily identify it. Because I feel
Yeah,
like
go ahead.
we should always relate, just like you said, we should always try as much as possible to relate real life experiences, especially when presenting. You should always look for something somebody can identify, within our environment, and that's the best way to learn, right? So panic attack, heart rate, your heartbeat increases, you're scared. Anxiety comes with fear of the unknown. You're scared of something you don't even know what it is exactly. Okay, so when you identify something you're scared of, first of all, is what is the reason? Why am I scared? Right? Why am I scared? Why am I having goosebumps all over? Why is my heartbeat increasing? Why is the heart rate increasing? Right. I studied theater and film studies. And this is a trick we normally do. Every single person you meet, every single entertainer you meet or you know today, right? They always have anxiety or panic attack. There is no entertainer, there is nobody on earth that will tell you that they don't even have. Read about Michael Jackson, read about most of the famous entertainers you know of. Before they go on stage, some of them even go into drugs just to mask that anxiety, just to mask that, So, but that's not the best way to, handle it, right? So, but we're looking at the educational aspect since Chantel is looking at her project and stuff
Anxiety.
like that. But we really need to trace it down to other aspects of life in general, right? Because if it can happen to you in your academic work, it can also reflect in your everyday activity. If you find yourself in a workspace where you're given a deadline and you don't know how to meet up with deadlines, you start having panic attack, make mistakes, and stuff go wrong. So now anxiety comes with fear. What are you scared of? First of all, you must identify it. Are you scared of failing? Are you scared of rejection? Are you scared of reaction, negative or positive, right? So these are some of the things you must ask yourself first. Then secondly, when you identify the fear, how do you deal with it? Just like I said, every other person that has spoken has already made, a lot of, fascinating contributions to this topic. So I'll just, so that I wouldn't waste so much time, I'll just, give in my 2 cents. So, first off, how to deal with it is, what we do is we do breathing exercise. There's what we call breathing exercise. So no matter how, it helps like magic. So when you start feeling your impulse, when you start feeling your pulse rate increasing rapidly, first of all, in fact, if it's possible, I would want us to do this practically. Everybody on the live. So everybody should just say, if you do it, let's do it together. If you do it, just type on the comment section that you've done it and tell us how you feel after doing it. So together, we are going to do this. If it's okay with Chege's permission, right? If it's okay with you, I would want us to carry out this exercise. All right. All right. Thank you.